going to do Beraishis-R Tzadok, Parshas Beraishis. Why do we do Beraishis after Simchas Torah? When's the beginning of the lunar year? Who could tell me? When does the lunar year start? Nisan, right? Nisan's Rosh Chodesh, right? Why are we starting the Torah in Tishrei? It's the middle of the year. It's very strange. You get very confused. You let the Gemara, right? Hashem made the world in Nisan. Like, really? What about Tishrei? We start the whole year. Rosh Hashanah, everything starts Tishrei. What's going on? That's very interesting. So he says like this. He said, really, there's two different mahalchim in Geula. He said, you have the Bechina that's called Geula of Tishrei, which is through Teshuvah, Shofar, all the mitzvahs we do, everything we do. And that's how we're able to fix the past of Kippur. Our Teshuvah, that's what does it. He said, and then on Sukkot we're able to sweeten the Milchama of Gog and Magog. There's going to be a Milchama of Gog and Magog. Where Nachman said this Milchama. Actually, I had somebody here. This guy was such a hit. He said, it was those years, you know, and I always laugh at these things. And I'm like, give me a break. But anyway, he's like, oh, right, Milchama's Gog and Magog. George Bush, Gog and Magog. Like, nah, I don't think so. But he gave this whole thing. But actually, yeah, it's like you want to be Mamti. You're not Milchama Gog and Magog. They're going to fire one shot. No shots. This guy was a chiddush. He used to walk people from the kotel sometimes. And he liked to go through Shashem even during the more dangerous years. People like, it's dangerous. He's like, no problem. I have a gun and I am totally ready to use it. And he's like probably hoping to use it. But anyway, he was a very militant guy from one of these yeshuvim. Very interesting chap. Anyway, actually, yeah. So he had his own. I still remember a Moorish we once went to Mars Machpelah together with the Kolo, whoever went. And, did a lifelong davening, and then they had this big sit-down, I guess it was food, whatever it was. And the Morishon spoke, and there was a Yid whose name is Baruch Marzo, who's a big firebrand for, these type of Nechalim type people. And, very, very, very to the right, and get the Arabs out of here, and he has his own thing. And he started speaking, he said, from Hebron, and I appreciate it, blah, blah. And then he started getting, really... The minute he started really getting into his whole shnit, the Norwegian stood up. He said, "Thank you very much. Just like we're out of here. We don't have to hear you. We can politely stand up and we will leave. We're not going to hear you rant at us with all your ideas. What do the Arabs? Okay, very good. You can, thank you. We're done." And we left. Very politely. So anyway, this is the guy. This George Bush. I guess it didn't work out that way, right? Because we're a long time later.
Still alive.
Okay, whatever it is, but that doesn't mean he's going to do anything now. He's the president, and it's done. I'm sure every year you have something. But so the Indian here is that we have this Bechina of Gog and Magog, where Nachman says that war is not going to be fought with one bullet shot. He doesn't mean it's going to be a knife fight. It's going to be a Amunah. It's going to be Amunah. The question is Amunah. How do we deal with Amunah? Amunah is not an easy thing, Amunah. So the Shlomo Kodesh says that every mitzvah has its Orem Nusa, right? This Or of Amunah. And doing a mitzvah gives you tremendous koach. Every mitzvah imparts a certain amount of Amunah, some Bechin of Amunah. So, the main way of gaining the Amunah you need to have to vaccinate yourself from this Milchamas Gog and Magog is Sukkot. That's what he says. Sukkot is the way. That's how he explains. He said, Gula of Nisan is a different kind of Gula. It's the Gula from Kivyachol, from Hashem. There's 10 markers, takes us out in Mitzrayim. We get a very great bidor and a clarification. All right. Very good. He said, now, you add to Sukkot. You look back in your Sukkot. Look back in your Rosh Hashanah. He's like, I'm so happy. Thank you. But was it complete? I don't know. Not really. I wish it was, but it wasn't really the way it could have been. It wasn't the Vegas it could have been. It wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. Things are. You're making me. You made a mistake here. You made a mistake there. You're like, could have been better. He said, nevertheless, it's time for reading Beraishis. He said, because you have to know that this whole Chodesh, its mazel is Musnaim, because this the scale, the scale, because that's the thing of tshuva, because the whole Chodesh you can do tshuva. See, the rest of Tishrei you also have the ability to do tshuva. Tishrei is a very powerful month, so you can still change everything. It's still possible. It's still possible. We can still be zocher to the Or of Mashiach and get it all right, and be who we're supposed to be, and be how we're supposed to be. The main time for this is Tishrei. So the Tikkun Zohar says at the time when the Or of Tur Shabbat Peh starts for the year is Rosh Hashanah. So Pesach Shavuos and more Or of Tur Shabbat Savi times. He said after the Egel we were zocher to a renewal of Rav Chachma to Rosh Shabbat Peh. They fix the Rov Kas of our failures caused. He said, so we got Luchas Hashniyas on Yom Kippur. He said, and of course that included a tremendous amount of midrashim and halachas, and knows what the Esers Dibros is a very amazing document. We know that the commander wrote the Otzor Chaim. We go through every letter of the first set of Esers Dibros. He explains why he corresponds to another one of the Taryag mitzvahs. Because of course there's 620 letters in the first set of duchos. So there's 613 mitzvahs and 7 main mitzvahs d'Rabbanan. Many, I don't know if all, but there are those, I don't want to say many, I'm not sure. But there are those who say that Ner Chanukah is one of those 7 mitzvahs, for sure. Those important Shorshim mitzvahs. So, the Esers Dibros include a lot. He writes a lot, and that Pashtus. That's what we would have gotten. We didn't need more. It was all included. The Torah was included in it. But after we fell, we needed whatever we needed. That's the Pashtus. Actually, that it was very inclusive of a lot of things. The Torah, the Luchos. Before we fell, we would be able to see it. So on Sukkot, we establish and make permanent the Or of Torah Shabbat Peh, this new Or of Torah Shabbat Peh for this year, through Nisach HaMayim. It's a Beis Shoeva, right? The joy, that's the joy of Sukkot. Shmini Atzeres, we get a big Or of the Torah that's this deep sweetness. He said that's why every year, after Simchas Torah, we have a totally new Talmud Torah. We're supposed to feel a completely new Tam now, totally new level, different than before, ever before. Every Jew has a renewed way of understanding the Torah because of this year. He said even a child has his chadshus in Torah on a different level. So he said, he brings an interesting raya. Here's an interesting raya. He says, the halacha is that Mila doicha Shabbos. You can do Mila on a child on Shabbos. He says, why? He says, the child doesn't feel the Or of Shabbos. He said, that's true, but on some level there is an Or of Shabbos that's revealed in this child. Mainly it's Docha Shabbos. So certainly a child who's not a baby. He also has some level of order. He also gets some punishment. Now we know that generally speaking, the rule is a person usually lives an average lifespan is supposed to be somewhere around 70 years. That's called a normal lifespan that's considered to be long. And he says that, a person who lives longer, he has even more punishment Torah. He said, so 80 you have more, and 90 you have more. This is why it says Yerubim had Kuf Nun Taimim. 150 time in his mistakes. So certainly in holiness, you can find 150 time, and everyone has different time. We have a totally different time this year. It's different than last year. That's why again we have these new chasadim. It doesn't have to stay the same. He said that's why the Torah, Rashbi said, 70 different drushes and ways of understanding the word Beraishis. And of course, like Rabbi Nachman said before, of Tzadok, you could have done it with every single letter. And every letter of the Torah has 70 different ways, at least, of understanding it, viewing it. He said the main time to feel this is on Shabbos. Because Shabbos, according to everyone, the Torah was given on Shabbos. Right? We start Beraishis at the Simchas Torah. Right? Moshe Rabbeinu gave the Jewish people a completely new feel of Torah. Connect the Torah through Zos HaBracha, all the brachas, the good things. We should be zochah to have a new time in the Torah. That's the ikar expression of Torah Sheba'al Peh, is to have a tam. Right? And that's why we read it on Yom Tov. But on Shabbos we start Beraishis. Because we want to be zochah to feel the on tam, the new tam of the Torah. It's also b'chinam renewal, but it's a different kind of renewal. It's Beraishis in the beginning. Now it's the beginning of a new year, with new vistas, of a totally new level of the world of the Torah. Everything is completely new now. It's whatever level it is. Everyone has a different level. I love the. Of course, I'll tell the story from the Maggid. The Maggid brings it. The Gemara says that they asked different Tanoim, why did you live long? And the Zakir said that they didn't ask Rabbi Akiva. And many of those people lived till 120. And Rabbi Akiva also lived 120. So the Maggid said the reason why the Zakir says nothing Rabbi Akiva is because he did live long. He started at 40, and that was year one. And he lived 80 years, till 120. So I really love that, because you really feel like you can renew, you can really, okay, start now, whatever, 48, whatever, doesn't matter. Start now and go. Go. And he was doing good things. Rachel married him, he was a special person, but Torah wasn't connected, he wasn't connected, he was this, and I really feel like this part of this is this idea of like, where you know that you're not, you see that you're lacking it, you can make it everything up. I always say, Rabbi Nachman says, I won't let one of my people go from the world until he's done his rectification. It's like, okay, so we have time, we have to really, the plug, we have to work, you have to do your job, it's going to take time, that's what it is. You have to get together. It's hard to really make this feel real. Like, until the Rebbe was really, you have to, like, again, this idea, like I was saying before, from the Mavai of Lassos, you have to do what you need to do and get the renewal and make it happen. There's a story with Rabbi Nachman. I love this story. It's a very interesting story. A little bit too much avoda maybe, but it's a beautiful story. It's the idea of this guy who was, he got a good cast. He was a massman. He got a father-in-law, lived in a very pastoral town. And he's walking around, barefoot with a pipe, just enjoying life, a little too much maybe. Not doing the learning he was supposed to do and what his father wanted. I think the father might have told Rabbi Nachman what's about his son-in-law. I think. Rabbi Nachman was driving by in a coach, and he sees this kid walking around without, he used to have an overcoat and whatever. Rabbi Nachman, when he tried to speak the dinim, he walked around without shoes and without an overcoat. It was so completely strange for someone important like that to do so in his time. And so he saw this kid, he stopped the coach and he slapped him in the face. You're one of my chassidim, and what are you? You're gonna just like slack off? You gotta learn, like what? Get back on the track. You gotta make it happen. That's really what it is. And we have to learn how to keep the renewal. You have a little slap here, a little slap there. Get it together. Get back to Torah. Get back to kedusha. Like the story with the drummer, right? I always tell the story with the drummer of the. Right, this guy had used to drum all night and probably had a day job too, and he was all the time with a lot of weddings. So the balabos of the chassan, one of the chutzim hears that there's no drum suddenly. He sees the drummer like sort of nodding off. He goes over and slaps him in his face and Yankala, play freilach, drum freilach, like happy, you gotta make it happen, joyous. You think that's what he's like, yeah, you gotta slap him like play freilach, get it back together, you make it happen, you gotta. This is thing is and like here we are, right? We still could do tshuva, we still could do anything, and we're supposed to Torah, and now it's looking at Beraishis, and it's supposed to Torah, and all these inyanim, and the chadsh of Torah. So make it happen. Don't let the failures and the smallness hold you back from making things happen. No, we should be zochah to all the good things. the Merdek's Chachas, the incredible renewal of the Torah.